Ladies and gentlemen, the beat goes on.
Turn it up.
What you're about to hear may cause your speakers to explode.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is keeping it real in the feed.
Get ready in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to Grant's Rock Warehouse, and tonight we are live. It's another episode of Little Known Bands That You Should Know. DC Tune Time's in the house, and our guest tonight is Rachel's Ghost. We're going to look at Honeymoon Suite, MICHEL, PAGLIARO, and Seven Horse. Let's do it.
Grant's Rock Warehouse is trying to change the world one track at a time.
All right, everybody, we are live, and look who's back. Look who's back in the house. It's Rachel. God, I just love it. I'm just giddy. I love it when Rachel comes on and we can talk music and she is back. And ladies and gentlemen, not to take anything away from DC Tune Time.
No, DC.
I've been away for a while myself.
DC was out on vacation. Yes, and he's probably all, are you ready to do this, DC? Can you remember how we do it?
It all comes back, Grant, just like hopping on a bike.
Yeah. And anyway, tomorrow is the Thanksgiving holiday, so I hope we get some people. People are starting to tune in. I don't know what we're going to get tonight, based that it is Thanksgiving Eve, but we're going to do a show anyway. And Rachel, I am so glad you're here. So this is how we do this show, if you're not familiar with it. I like to bring in different people to talk about 3 different bands that they think you should hear more of. Now, some people have been saying Honeymoon Suite. Well, not everybody knows Honeymoon Suite. And, you know, if we can talk Honeymoon Suite, I'm for it. So we got 3 bands tonight that Rachel wanted to turn people on to, and darn it, we're going to do it. Rachel, what is the first? Well, I put the graphic up, and I hope I pronounced the gentleman's name right. Pagliaro, yes.
When I saw the thumbnail and the name, I thought, is this shades of Gino Vanelli? Because he's also from Montreal, but that is not the case.
Yeah.
See, I'm not familiar with this artist. So, Rachel, tell us about it, and then we'll play a couple of tracks.
I'm so glad you're not familiar with this guy. I love him. Now, I'm a huge Beatles fan. Of course, Anthology 4 just out, so that a lot of people are talking about that. Beatles in the background, Beatles over there, Beatles up here, Beatles everywhere in this place. MICHEL Pagliaro, big in the 70s, came out of Montreal and really focused with French music, French language stuff, had a number of hits in French language, but he tried to break into the English, the wider market in Canada. And with any luck at all, of course, the big enchiladas, the United States of America. The fact that you guys don't know him, that bodes well, because clearly he didn't break the American market. But the thing to listen for, he's a power pop guy. Think Raspberries. Think bands like Badfinger. A lot of melody, a lot of hooks. And listen for harmonies in the background, the oohs and the ahs that you get like whenever you listen to the Beatles with those incredible background harmonies. Really foot tapping, finger snapping stuff. 1970s act, a legacy act now, still with us, thank God, and mostly sticking to around the environs of Quebec, the province of Quebec in Canada. So we have an embarrassment of riches in Canada of acts like this. Great talent that didn't necessarily make a blip on the U.S. radar. And so for that reason, I want to bring that in here. And I want to talk about Honeymoon Suite is another Canadian band. Now that one, more of you have heard about. So again, I apologize for that. I could have grabbed more, or I could have done more with that. But I thought, hey, let's go listen to it.
Hey, Rachel, I'm good with it because I think Honeymoon Suite needs more love. They just put out a record probably a couple months ago. Yeah. They're still cranking stuff out, and they're still putting out great albums. But, they're for such a great band, I think it's totally fine we have them on this show again to put them out there more.
Yeah, they're a little under the radar, and they aren't they aren't an A-tier act. They would be like a backup. If they got a gig, they would be backing up a larger act. So I've chosen them, another Canadian band. So we got Montreal, Toronto, and then I go stateside to LA for Seven Horse. But in the meantime, I guess we'll roll with Michel Pagliaro. 70s rock and roll. I hope you like it. And you power poppers should just absolutely adore these next two songs. Boy, are they catchy.
All right.
It sounds right up my alley, so I'm looking forward to this.
All right, everybody, we want to hear from you in the chat. And by the way, I'm sorry, I was so giddy because Rachel's back on the channel, just made my day, that I do want to thank everybody in the chat. Let's keep it interactive. You know how we do this show. We do want to hear from you. So let's listen to some Michael Pagliaro. We want to get your thoughts on it. Here we go.
Whatever it is, and I'm for life.
right, there you go. DC, thoughts on this?
I like it quite a little bit. It's definitely country tinged. Great melody as promised. Great vocals as promised. It astounds me that no matter how much you think you're on top of the scene, there is so much great music that completely passes you by and is and was off your radar. And I will include this artist as one that, how in the world did I not hear about this or come across this artist in all of my exploration of music these many years?
Well, Rachel, how did you come across this Michael Pagliaro?
Being Canadian, so huge radio play up here because it's catchy, it's pop, it's really accessible. And so it was a top 40 hit in Canada, and it still gets radio play in the oldies stations, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's got, and Randy's quite right with this song. The second one, I think you're going to find a lot of Beatle influence.
Okay.
I'm ready to roll with the second one.
Yeah, well, let's just go ahead and we'll just go for it.
This one coming up now, Loving You Ain't Easy, is my favorite of the two. This is my favorite song the guy put out, so I've chosen it for that reason. And I just love this. Listen to the background vocals as they all charge in. They're maybe subtle, but boy, when they hit, they're so good. And it's just, again, a foot tapping, very accessible tune. Hope you guys like it.
Yeah, we're going back to 1971 on this one, kids. So, all right. All right. Loving You Ain't Easy. Let's hear it. Let's do it. Reminds me of Badfinger. BLS harmonies.
I've got time in your way.
Right there.
I've got time anyway. But you know what to do it. And nobody knows but it's you. Oh, baby, why do I keep it talking to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Keep it talking to you. I guess I must be crazy. Still I feel you moving.
Raspberries.
All I can say. Whichever ride you want to do anything you want to do. Just keep riding your way. Just keep riding your way. But you know what to do it. And nobody knows but it's you. Oh, baby, why do I keep it talking to you? Keep it talking to you. 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 Keep it talking to you.
I'm sold.
Keep it talking to you.
Phenomenal. Badfingers,
Solid.
you could hear Raspberries. Obviously, the Beatle influence is there. Matthew Sweet, I would almost say Dead Wax. If sounds like Matthew Sweet might have listened to this back in the day. I don't know if he's ever mentioned that, but
Yeah. So it's got all the hooks and all the magic in it. Go ahead, guys. What do you think?
Oh yeah, DC, what's your thoughts?
It's fantastic. I like this tune even better than the first one.
Yeah,
And
it's
like I say, this is an artist that I will be further exploring. And I'm going to lift my ban on buying more music as I did because I had a box of 20 CDs that I hadn't even cracked the plastic on. And I sat there and said, this is ridiculous. You got to catch up before you buy any new stuff. But Pagliaro's going on my list big time.
We've got Sold.
Even if I could only find the digital downloads or whatever, this cat's got it the way
I'm
I
just
like
going to throw this out before we go to the next thing. Anybody familiar with this?
Okay. Along comes Tantalin.
Tandon, what's his name? I forget.
Abby Normal?
Oh, damn it. I can't read it.
Okay, we're getting glasses on.
Yeah. Oh, Tandon Almer.
Okay.
He did like a demos. This came out on Sundays, and I heard this play on. Where did I hear it? I don't even know where I heard it, but I heard it. And these are all demos recorded like in the mid 60s, 67, 66. Phenomenal stuff. He wrote Along Comes Mary for Association.
Yeah.
So he was like a songwriter. And I have just got it. I'm going to listen to it. But anyway, I'm going to do like a one band, one artist on it just to, I don't know.
I'll throw out another.
We might even do it on this show.
I'll throw out another cat that he's released a pretty decent amount of albums, but not a lot of people know about him. But he has an album of like demos for an album that Todd Rundgren was supposed to produce. His name's Doug Powell.
Doug Powell.
Good stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'll bring him up one Wednesday when we don't have a guest, and I'll turn you on to that stuff.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's coming up next, but maybe it's time for you and me and DC. We'll do one together because I do want to throw this out there.
Ken White says, DC, there is never a ban on buying more music.
Nah, just do
Well,
it, DC.
I self-imposed that, but the missus will look at boxes coming from various sources and just shake her head.
That doesn't stop Rachel from buying stuff.
That don't stop me either, but
Hell no.
I do get the stink eye on occasion.
I still go, man.
Marlon did some little bit of research. Looks like he's got a ton of albums on Apple Music. Yeah, I got on Discogs today, and he has quite a catalog.
Well, this is good news for DC if I'm going to go down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, but this record, I don't know. I'll have to ask Rachel, if you were going to get into Michael's music, is there like a certain album? Is there a certain gateway album that you would start with?
Yeah, I would do a greatest hits because of the French.
Okay.
He's primarily a French artist, but there's another hit he had, Some Sing, Some Dance, Some Rock and Romance. I love you. And that got a lot of airplay too. So those were the three big English hits that he did, but they're worth covering because just in terms of the accessibility, the foot stomping, and I still go to play Lovin' You Ain't Easy. It gets a lot of play just in my general rotation. I do a lot of genealogy, and I like to have music going while I'm busy inputting data and this sort of thing. And so I'll just play them on YouTube. I've got a greatest hits, and that's really, in terms of my own collection for Pagliaro, for disclosure, I got a great CD of his with the greatest hits. So, but still worth commenting on. And of course, he had some other French language hits that are still accessible for an English audience because they've still got the elements of pop and accessibility. But you want that English, right?
That's a
I
good
don't
point,
care if it's
though.
in French. If it's good, it's good.
I tell you what, Rachel, if I don't understand the language, sometimes that enhances my appreciation because sometimes lyrics can be a little, oh, come on. If I don't know the language, it kind of locks in better at times.
Yeah,
Not always.
Fair enough, DC. Good point.
Yeah.
All right, you want to go into the 80s? We'll leave the 70s behind. We'll get a real 80s sound going.
Let's do it.
Debut album. So what you're seeing here is the debut album from Honeymoon Suite. I've got this. I love this album so much. I bought it on vinyl when it came out. I went and bought a CD when I first started getting back, into collecting physical media. And I picked up the CD, very expensive, by the way, for a compact disc. It was like $35. It was nutty music money. But keep in mind, it's Canadian money, so it's not worth anything. But the deal is when I went and grabbed later, now I'm back in collecting, and I got the vinyl, and I was just thrilled. Out in the wild to go hunting through it. I go, holy crap, there it is, man. I got to get that right away. So I snagged it up. This, particularly side one on this album, it was like hit, 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 hit. It was like you were listening to a Cars album. This is quintessential 80s. Again, pop sensibility, but it's not too far afield, pardon the pun, with the outfield, high energy, the band. And, they've got some hair, like they aren't totally freaked out hair band, but they've definitely got that 80s kind of thing. And it's definitely a pop album, but catchy tunes that you remember the lyrics to, and you could kind of sing along, and a lot of energy. So a fun fun record.
I
Fun.
mean,
is-
back in, well, when New Girl Now, which is, we're not playing that track on here, but when I heard that, I've always was surprised. I never thought that this was really a Canadian band. This band to me always sounded like more of a European band to me. And I mentioned that when I was on the 80s cruise, was it last year? Honeymoon Suite played on the 80s cruise, and I went up and, well, I got the whole interviews up on my channel if anybody wants to go look at it. But I went and I said, New Girl Now, when I listen to that, I find it, you guys don't, you just sound like you're from like, I swear to God, when I listen to the vocals, he almost sounds British. And I mentioned that to him and they said, no one's ever said that before. I swear to God, it does. To me, it just sounds like they're not a Canadian band, like maybe a British band.
Yeah, well, they're actually, I mean, Honeymoon Suite, they're named because they're kind of like from the Niagara area.
Yeah.
So, you know, they're close to home that way. And of course, I'm on the other side of the country. I'm on the West Coast. So I'm close to Seattle, you know, and I'm, you know, it's like a 3-day drive to get out to where those guys are. But they're a great band. This is an incredible, I would say, an essential 80s album for anybody that loves that 80s sound with the big snare and the drum sound. You'll hear it. All the artifacts of 80s power pop are included with this band.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to play Stay in the Light, Honeymoon Suite 1984, kids. Let's go. They sound very new wave. It's a lot of new wave on this first album. But they sound like a British band to me. I don't know. Yeah, you could say the Vapors. I love the album cover, though. I do love the album cover. Reminds me of the debut album by Loverboy too.
Yeah, two ends of the country for those guys. Loverboy out of Calgary.
Yeah.
It's got that big 80s hair, right?
Well, it's not as bad as what's gonna come in the 80s. Yeah, I'd like to hear that version. I've never heard it. kids. It's definitely catchy.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the hook in it. Stay in the light, keep your target in sight. Don't listen to, you can do that over and over and over if you're listening.
Yeah.
Again, a very radio-friendly kind of tune.
Yeah, solid and of its time, like you mentioned, Grant. It's got that bit of new wave worked into that hard rock paradigm that they're operating on, a la Loverboy. But that's solid stuff right there. As Rachel said, you got that catchy chorus and catchy and ear candy type stuff. That's right up old DC's alley. So this works as well.
And it's just funny because you listen to that first Loverboy album, and there's a lot of new wave influence, and that predates that by 4 years.
New wave hung around for a little while, man. It's all through the 80s until you get to the very end. Then it starts to peter off. But, man, for the most part, new wave was a humongous part of the 80s.
But I think it's a good blend.
Oh, definitely.
That first Honeymoon Suite album is really good. There's a lot of great stuff on it.
What we're listening to is the first album. So, and as I was saying, I think there's 5 hits right on side one that just go boom, boom, right out of the gate. You just listen to that thing, and if you like this kind of music, the next song will deliver the same kind of ear candy vibe. Great tune.
Now I'm just curious. I know. Rachel, in Canada, though, how successful were they in Canada?
Well, they weren't they called Tragically Hip, Canada's band. But again, I'm about 10 years too old for Tragically Hip to be my band. I mean, for me as a Canadian, I'm out in Nanaimo, West Coast. So the Guess Who were my Canadian band, because they'd go on in concert when you're a teenager in the 70s. And you're watching In Concert or Midnight Special, and the Guess Who would come out and drop that massive Canadian flag over the bandstand. We'd go, us Canadians go represent. Finally, we can, we got something in this pot that we can show our American compadres, that we got some people with some good vocals and instrumentation and music, pure musicality that would compete with the best that you guys are throwing out. And so my band has always been the Guess Who for Canada. So these guys, I would say they're more localized.
Okay.
This was a hit in Canada. I don't know what it charted. It certainly got to my ears. And when you guys had MTV, we had a thing called Much Music up here. And it was essentially the same idea with video jockeys, young people. In fact, J.D. Roberts, who went on with Fox News and CNN and NBC and White House correspondent, John Roberts. Reporting from the White House. He used to, hey kids, I'm J.D. Roberts.
Really?
Yeah, I had heard that about him.
I had no idea.
There's still some old clips of him. So he was like a really cool, handsome, young rock and roll guy.
I had no idea.
Longer hair and looked really cool. J.D. Roberts, he was billed as. And then, of course, he became John Roberts, chief correspondent for the White House, reporting. So, kind of changed the gig. But let's see what's the
next track we've got coming up is, we'll pop this baby up, Burning in Love from the same record.
This is a good one, too.
All right, let's play that. We do want to hear from you in the chat, yay or nay. Any thoughts you have on Honeymoon Suite? Yeah, maybe you've heard of them, but like I always said, kids, why not play Honey? I could play this stuff all the time. All right, let's do it. Burning in Love. Here we go.
Oh, here's Breath.
This could be Loverboy right here.
Did I say to you, did you see me too? That made you turn to stone overnight. I thought I played it right, loving you
someone had mentioned that this could be in a film soundtrack. I could hear this in the soundtrack of a film. That's true, Dave. Those keyboards still have that new wavy sound. Sounds like a totally different band too when I hear it. Lemon tongue. I've got that CD. Well, I can't remember if I did a ranking of Honeymoon Suite. We did a show we looked at God, where did we do that on Sea Tranquility? Or did I do it on my channel? God, I can't. Everything's starting to blend. I looked at Honeymoon Suite on someone's channel. It could be on my channel. I don't know.
It wasn't on my vaudeville channel, I'll tell you that.
This record was up. This was pretty high. I think this might have been 1 or 2. And what was the record that came out after this? I might have rated it higher. I can't remember. I might have did it with Pete. I think we did it on Sea Tranquility. I don't know if we're looking at, is this the greatest record of all time? No. But on the catalog, this has to be one of their best records.
It's a strong debut, I think. Out of the gate, like I said, they had 5 hits that got a lot of play up on Much Music and radio play for at least 4 of these songs. And so it did extremely well on this side of the border. And I guess you guys did hear, I Got a New Girl Now. I guess that made it stateside.
It made it stateside. They used to play it. I remember them playing it on FM rock radio back in the day, but I don't think it charted or anything.
Yeah.
But that was that's where I got hooked, because I heard that. I went, wow, that really sounds fresh. And who is this? You know?
Yeah, so yet another one of the quirks of the music biz, because you can, as people have mentioned, you can draw parallels to this sound of Honeymoon Suite and Loverboy, and you got a touch of Survivor in this second tune. Man, it is such a crapshoot. But I'm glad these guys had really great success in Canada, and they made some inroads in the States, but certainly not at the level that Loverboy did.
Yeah, and they never really quite sounded like this after this. And I agree. I think the next two albums, they might have really found maybe their sound more. Racing After Midnight's a good record. They put out good stuff, but yeah, they never quite sound. The new wave element that I hear on the debut was gone by the second record. You know, Feel It Again's a great track. That's one of my all-time favorite tracks of the '80s. Anytime Feel It Again comes on the radio, I never get tired of that track. God, that's a great track.
You want to say, play it loud. To my hearing, this is a rock and roll, an '80s rock and roll album.
Okay. I was on SOT 5 months ago ranking. I can't even remember. God, I'm glad you guys know what I did. I can't remember what I did.
So, DC, what did you think of these two tunes, and did you prefer one over the other?
I think both of them are pretty close as far as how I like them. Now, I had heard of Honeymoon Suite, and I had heard them back in the day, but in all honesty, I don't have any of their albums in my vast archives. But I do like the band, and I do like both the tunes that you selected for tonight. DC, what a brilliant point. Music is a crapshoot. Brilliant.
Well, it is.
Well, I'm just... kind of reiterating stuff that everybody knows, but just another example of it.
But there are tons of bands out there, and I'm sure Rachel can bring up. There are a lot of bands that you may like that you listen to them and you go, "Oh my God, why did they not take off?"
Well, another Canadian band that I've touted on this channel is Harem Scarum. To me, I don't understand why those guys have never made really any inroads here in the States, but.
Yeah, just go over and check my ranking out with Pete on Sea of Tranquility, because I know that this had to be 1 or 2. So I just can't remember. God. Rachel, how do you feel about Sass Jordan? I always thought that she deserved bigger success.
Yeah, a big vocal for her. She's not really, same with her and who's the one that the Much Music disc jockey wrote with Alana Miles? Alana Miles. They were kind of contemporaries. They were both recording in out about the same time. But female Canadian vocals, maybe Darby Mills from Headpins. There's another kind of under the radar Canadian band. You guys know Headpins at all?
I remember the album covers, because they did get released down here, but they didn't do anything. But I do remember the band, yeah.
Yeah, so they were kind of a heavier, they had a harder edge to them. But Sass Jordan had a lot of airplay up here. So very talented. She wasn't necessarily my wheelhouse, But yeah, Headpins were a harder rocking outfit.
Marlon's a big Saga fan.
Yeah, Saga, I've got a few of their albums. Mm-hmm. Got a few Saga in the house.
I mean, they had like a couple of, maybe they had like one. What was the hit that they had here? What was the hit that they had? Something loose.
Turn Me Loose. Not Turn Me Loose.
No.
What was it?
No, it was something with loose.
Yeah. Turn Me Loose, Lover Boy.
Yeah, I can't remember. On the Loose, Marlon coming in for the win. On the Loose. That was, as far as I know, that was the only hit that they had in the States. Yeah, they might have had a minor hit, but that was it. Yeah,
they weren't really an AM friendly band per se. You might catch them on, the FM dial.
With hundreds and hundreds of artists, only the cream of the crop artists will rise to the top.
I don't know
about that. I would say you've got to connect with the population in general, a very general everyman type vibe. But there's a lot of bands that are cream of the crop, in my opinion, that just did make any headway.
Marlon says the best bands don't have hits.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Christopher Ward, he co-wrote that. Here's the deal. The thing with music is such a crapshoot, talking about crapshoots, is, it's time and chance and zeitgeist and a lucky break. A disc jockey, like the Cars in Boston,
Yeah.
They got the leg up because they local disc jockey, she enjoyed their music, so played them, put them into the rotation all the time. I think one of the worst realizations of the real world versus my romanticized vision came when I learned that disc jockeys had a set list, and I'd be phoning in, hey, could you play my song? Because in those days, if you didn't own the record, you're 14, you have no money, you don't have a paper. So you're fine. Can you play my song? I love that song. I want to hear it again. And I go, yeah, kid, we'll play your song for you. But the thing is that it was all, if it wasn't in rotation, you weren't going to get your song played. That was a sad wake up call when I got older.
West Coast Days weighing in. I disagree backstage. I've seen seriously great bands that never went anywhere and a lot of garbage that makes money. Well, yeah. I sound like the guy, get off my lawn. Oh, these kids nowadays and their music.
These kids with their
rock and
8-track
roll.
tapes and rock and roll.
You go and listen to the top 40 shit, I swear to God.
Oh, it is sad now.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, it's not even on our radar.
I can't even call it lowest common denominator. It's some kind of subhuman mouth breathing, drooling.
Ken likes the deep tracks. Jay's coming in with the band Sloan. I
Yes,
saw
Sloan.
Great band. Never had much success here. They started out, they got signed to Geffen. They put out a couple Geffen albums, and then I think Geffen dropped them, if I remember right. I saw them right before the pandemic. In fact, it was like 2 days before the pandemic hit. Saw them in Columbus. Buddy and I went and saw them, and they were absolutely phenomenal.
Sloan are great, and all four cats in that band write. So the material is always top shelf every album.
Lots of power pop that night. Harmonies were tight. I mean, this is a band that's played together for years. The drummer would come, they would switch positions.
Yep.
So the drummer would come up and one of the other guys would go back and start drumming. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Very talented cats.
They played at Above the Basement, A&R Music Bar. They played at A&R Music Bar. It was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah, it's interesting when you see these bands. I mean, they're professional. What they do, they're professional musicians. So all they do. So like 1984, my buddy comes to me and say, hey, April Wine is playing, another big Canadian band. Hey, April Wine's playing. Why don't we go down to the local arena? They're going to play. And I was like, oh, shit, man, it's 84. They had their best years in 1974. They're getting a little long in the tooth. And this is 84 saying this.
Yeah.
So we go, and I'm astounded at how good they were. Just because I didn't expect, I came with the lowest of expectations. How are they going to move me? And they were just outstanding, just professional musicians that have the tone down, that are masters of their music, of their instruments, and absolutely amazing show. So one of the greatest shows I ever saw, because the expectations were so very, very low for them, very low, and but it surprised me in every good way.
And you were playing guitar by then too, right?
I was playing
84.
guitar.
Yeah, you were playing guitar. So when you saw them in 84, they had that 3-guitar lineup where they would all trade off.
Oh yeah.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
They were just amazing. Like I say,
amazing.
And as good as the record, if not more, and a lot of energy in that arena. So a very pleasant surprise, and taught me a lesson about musicians and how good these guys are when they go out and play night after night after night.
All right, before we get to Seven Horse, Ken White's coming in. Stars, Angel, Artful Dodger, Bebop Deluxe always come to mind that should have been huge.
Go figure. You will never be able to figure. You know, I still think the Beatles, now they were destined for greatness in a sense always, but I think timing was a little bit of a factor for that wave that came over the States, because we were still reeling from Kennedy's assassination. And I can remember that whole holiday season was kind of like not what it usually would be. And then the coming year, here come these 4 guys from Liverpool. And all generations of people had something to say about them, whether you liked them or you didn't. It was a real cultural moment. And I think the country really needed it at that point, just from my remembrances.
Yeah, well,
Everything came together.
Timing has a lot to do with everything, you know. All right, well, we'll keep moving on. Seven Horse, Rachel, give us what's the deal with this band?
Okay, well, so Seven Horse is a duo. You see the 2 figures on there. Joey Callio handling guitar and bass chores. Phil Levitt on drums. These 2 guys come out of LA's Dada band. Kind of Dada made waves in the early 90s. Their claim to fame was Disneyland. These guys caught a break when Martin Scorsese's people got hold of their Meth Lab Zozo sticker, a song they've written, and they put it in The Wolf of Wall Street, starring Leo DiCaprio and Josh Hill. I think it's Josh Hill. Yeah. And so the film did very well. The song's rocker. These guys are way different from everything we've shown so far. These guys are real blues, kind of blues country flavored blues rock. And with great vocals. Joey handles some of the vocals. Phil handles some of the vocals. And I had the great pleasure of seeing them perform in their guise as the 3-piece in Dada a couple of years ago in Seattle. I went down to see him. Joey's a guy that came through the vinyl community, I think through Norman Maslow. And then Joey's based in Seattle these days. And we've become friends, and we text back and forth and this sort of thing. But I really like the band. I play them a lot. And the 2 songs I've chosen for this presentation, one's older and one is newer. They're in the studio right now working on a new album that's about to come out. So I look forward to seeing that. Been playing them a lot. Their videos are on YouTube. Before we play it, have you guys heard of these guys?
No.
I've heard of Dada, but I haven't heard of...
Yeah, I've heard of Dada. I've got whatever the first CD is.
Puzzle.
I've got Puzzle. You can find that in the dollar bins. You can. Yeah. I'm not saying anything negative about it, but they were one of those 90 bands, and now everybody knows that all those 90 bands you can usually get pretty cheap in the cheapy bands. I don't know if the 90s will ever take off again, but
yeah, these guys write very catchy tunes. But again, if you're not a blues fan, if you don't like those kind of licks, and these guys may not be for you. But they're right in the groove for me. I love them. Hopefully you'll like them. Let's and there's a lot of humor, and they write anecdotally about things like on this album here, The Last Resort, their latest album. There's a song on there called Mr. Record Man, Record Seller Man. And it's very funny about an encounter that Joey had going into an LA music store. And so very good stuff.
All right, here we go.
Hippies on Acid, kid.
Hippie on Acid. Let us know what you think. Here we go.
That's Phil singing there.
Out right now.
drum. Sorry about that.
It might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am.
Kid likes rules, but I get why we have them.
Your neighbors are probably already doing it, but who?
Your neighbors are probably already doing it. Wow.
So, yeah, both
I dig
guys,
it.
They switch off vocals. Joey covering most of the heavy lifting on that one, but Phil's got a great voice too, and you'll hear that in the next song. But they're both great vocalists. There's a lot of strength there. Joey's primarily a bass player with Dada. A guy named Mike Gurley is the lead guitar player for Dada. Joey goes over on bass duties, but here Joey handles it all. Likes to play. He's got a Gresh. He's got a Telecaster. But great tone with that guy's guitar. So, kind of a power duo, if you will. A lot of punch in the sound. What do you guys think?
I think it's
Solid. I mean, all three choices bring a different flavor to the program tonight, but I like all three.
I like it. I dig it. I want to hear another track. But Dada's still together though, right? Or don't they just tour?
Dada floats. There's more a loose association, so they still get together. They could get together at a moment's notice, but the main thrust right now, at least where it seems to be, with Seven Horse, they're putting a lot of that in focus there for that. Dada's not recording right now, and I think that's a big difference. Seven Horse went out and they backed up Collective Soul. Now, I like Collective Soul. Not everybody's cup of tea. I like them.
I do too, but there is a clear divide. You either like that, the way they approach their song craft, or a lot of people just, you mentioned Collective Soul and they lose their minds.
Yeah,
but I like them.
I kind of like them.
I like them too. So
everybody's got their
Collective
draft.
Soul's good. If this was back in the 90s, I think this would fit right in with an alternative radio.
Well, that's their roots, right? These guys come out of that early 90s thing.
And I'm not saying it doesn't sound good now, but I also could hear it. It sounds like alternative music, and I guess that you can't use that term anymore. I guess alternative.
Yeah.
I still use it, but we were on a show, and I guess, I don't know. That still exists.
I don't know. I'm not political about all that. I mean, I could tell you that like the top 40 now is unlistenable, like we were kind of discussing earlier. So this stuff is timeless because it's based in those blues, classic blues riffs, right? So
West Coast Dave coming in with Collective Groan.
very hurt.
I remember.
Very hurtful.
That hurts our feelings.
Collective Soul made one of my top 10 yearly lists, and now I remember West Coast Dave, not a fan.
Yeah. I like Run. I love that song. Are these times contagious? I've never been this.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with Collective Soul. All right, let's play the other track you've got picked. Let's see.
Flying High with No ID. So this one's older. This one came out, 2014. So it's an older tune, but it's still. I like it. I play it a lot. It finds itself a lot in my genealogical rotation. So it's a fun song, and the video that accompanies it, very funny, a lot of fun too. So
this looks like it's like a photo out of Hellraiser or something. I'm not sure. Is this like a stuff from Hellraiser?
Cenobites.
Yeah, the Cenobite. Ouch.
Dave, we're good. West Coast Dave, you're not. We're just showbiz.
You're not hurting our feelings. Someone's gotta carry. I don't know where Marlon went, but someone has to carry that Marlon torch.
Yeah. Don't worry, man.
All right, here we go. Flying High with No ID. Let us know what you think. All right, let's do it.
A touchdown in Dallas. I gotta make a connection. Left my lover in the magazine store. A big Texas blonde, smiling at the counter. Just the kind of thing I'm looking for. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high with no ID.
It's kind of Americana.
Yeah.
I got a 7 a.m. flight leaving out of New Orleans. Barely got to bed from the night before. Me and my baby all night long on Frenchman Street. Grabbed the bags, headed out the door. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high with no ID. Well, they pat me down, look me in the eye, trying to identify what's wrong with me. Don't they understand? I'm just a simple man. Yes, I am. Touchdown in Dallas, I gotta make a connection. I left my lover in the magazine store. Big Texas blonde, smiling at the counter. I just can't find what I'm looking for. And I'm flying high. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. Flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. Flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. Flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. Flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. Flying high with no ID. How did something like this thing happen to me? I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy. And I'm flying high with no ID. And I'm flying high.
Yeah, totally catchy West Coast Dave coming in. Yeah, I totally agree. How good is that?
Yeah, so it kind of builds, right? You know, he's talking, tells the story, weaves the story, and then the catch like, I got an all-day sucker from the pharmacy, and I'm flying high with no ID. So, and the repetition on that is really catchy. So there's your hook, and so I think it's a very clever, cleverly crafted song, and of course I'm biased because I know the fella in the foreground there quite well, and he's a hell of a nice guy, and so I wanted to highlight Seven Horse because they do tend to fly under the radar a bit, and so I think more people should hear him and give him a chance.
There you go, kids. Well, the whole point of this show is to turn you on to stuff that maybe you haven't heard. Not everything's going to be your cup of tea, but
yeah.
So what was your thoughts on this, though, DC? How did you like this song?
I like it. Definitely, like everyone's saying, country tinged, but catchy, memorable, and I like all different kinds of music, and that's what throws people thinking that so many of my musical passions are of a soft variety. It's just that I like a little bit of everything for the most part.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
I'm pretty easy to please too musically.
I
Except
put my
I don't get it.
I put my iPod on shuffle play, and it's a great mix. So
All right,
that's where I'm
everybody's
at.
got questions. Rachel, I know Rachel's back. We haven't had Rachel on. I love Rachel, and we always have. Oh, when she was coming on this, we would just rap music like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, Rachel, tell us what. Okay, your channel's back up. Can you just give everybody an update? Where can we find you and blah blah blah?
Yeah, I'm Rachel's Ghost. So if you go Rachel's Ghost 2, so I've added a two Y's after it, Rachel's Ghost 2. So you can find me out there. I'll drop a link for.
Okay.
I think I can drop a link. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I'll put the link down below.
Copy here. Okay. I went to my page and then I got to get back. It's been so long since I've been on StreamYard. I got to find you now or us. Hang on. Bear with me.
Yeah, you drop a link there.
There we go. Okay. Join the chat.
Okay.
Connect. And okay. Ghost 2. Here we go. Okay, continue. Whatever. Oh, forget that. Cancel. Okay, can you throw it in for me? Because I got
Yeah, I can do it. Anyway.
Yeah, Rachel's Ghost 2. And here's the deal. My main focus, I got a little Patreon, so I'm not interested in channel building like I did before. I come on, I do 2 shows a week. One Sunday morning at 7 o'clock Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern. And then I do one Tuesday at 4 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock in the evening, Eastern time zone. And so it's nice seeing everybody. So it's a much more reduced schedule. It's not like the everyday thing. And then I have a private show that Sue and I do. My wife comes on with me on Friday nights. Yeah, there it is. That's the new channel. So, go
over there, subscribe, give Rachel some love.
And then the other thing, there's a documentary going on. So I'm not ill, although I've dropped close to 100 pounds. I was up to
Wow.
300.
You do look a lot thinner.
I was up to about 309. I'm 214 right now as of today. As I said here, I'm 214. Next week, I should be about 230. I want to get back about 195 is good for me. I'm very tall. I'm not big boned at all. So, but I'm tall. I used to look like Joey Ramone when I was running around. Everybody go, yeah, I look like Joey Ramone, man. Because I'm tall. I'm 6'1.5" kind of thing. But
Rachel, overall, don't you just feel fantabulous compared?
Yeah, life is good. I feel great. My mental state is generally always very, very good. Right? Yeah, I'm a very positive type person. And Grant, it's great. You call on me anytime you want to do something.
Rob let me know that I can't keep track of what's going on.
Yeah, who can?
And Rob said, "Well, Rachel's back on, so I'll be popping in. I just never know what your schedule is because you know what I'm how I do it. I'm busy."
One last plug, and it's not for me. Jason, Satan Jason, I mentioned it earlier. There's a documentary that's just been released on me, but it was all centered around the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Now I'm a Canadian and so I somehow get involved in all this, but it's crazy. It's funny. It's something to guarantee to offend everybody, I think is how I put my words on it there. But there you go. We love you, Satan. My God, I can't believe it. But so anyway, it's filmed by Greg Elmer. I'm his third documentary, but he's the one that wanted to make it more political, centering around the election, and so that's what we did. Happy birthday, Americans! Canada, for some oddball reason, they want to be different. They have October is our birthday, so we did Thanksgiving in October. So, but we got, the Pilgrims. We got the Pilgrims. We don't have the Mayflower. We got the Indians, and we got the bird. We got the turkey. That's how we do our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I don't know why they made it a different day.
Who knows? Anyway, cool. I love not being offended by offensive talk.
Attaboy. Attaboy. Right.
Attaboy. It's all good here in the warehouse. It's all good. It's all about the music. Anyway, Rachel will be back. I'll be over popping in, and I'll pop in on one of your shows.
We'll bring you up one of these.
Because Rob and I do a show now once a month.
Yeah, beauty.
We've been doing a show once a month.
Yeah, Rob Scold. I love that guy.
Good show. I think maybe, when does he come back on? I had to reschedule because I forget what. Something happened. Anyway.
Well, I don't have the link. Sue's telling me about the link for Greg. Well, I mean, go to my channel. You'll see it there. I'll put a link up on my channel, kids. Just head over there.
We'll put it up. Here it is. I'll put it down below anyway. Anyway, we went over an hour. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, DC. Hopefully we've turned you on to stuff. Have a happy Thanksgiving here in the States.
Happy Thanksgiving, America.
I do have Steven Siegel from the Happy Casualties. We did an interview. I can hardly wait to put it up. It wasn't really much of an interview because I'm going to try to get it done. I don't know how I'm going to get it done tomorrow because tomorrow's Thanksgiving. But I got to get it up because Steven is vast knowledge. He's going to be, I've got him scheduled, DC, for coming on this show.
Oh, well, good.
But we were on there just rapping. I was starting to talk about the band, but we just went on a tangent talking the Beach Boys, talking the Beatles, it's just unbelievable. It was so fun that the hour went over like that. And hell, we hardly even talked about his band. We were just rapping music.
That's how it is with people like us. And like you were saying, when you and Rachel get together and talk, man, the conversation can just go in any musical direction. Folks, as I've said for the 700th time, we are a very small segment of the overall population that's this passionate about music. So when we find like-minded souls, I think we all take advantage of it and really converse.
Yeah. And I'm even a further niche down because I'm talking about a lot of these bands that no one talks about. And if anybody watched the video over on Sea of Tranquility that Pete Pardo put up, which I watched that video, man, it really hit me because it kind of brought me down. But, he's worried about numbers. I think numbers everywhere on YouTube are going down. But he seemed pretty disillusioned. But, when you come down to it, you have to do these shows for yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what I do in the Warehouse. What the Warehouse has become.
Worried about it. But a guy like Pete, because he's so big, I mean, he's probably making some really good coin from this sort of thing, So it's a bigger investment for him where he's at.
But, I'm even a further niche because he was talking about, how many times can you talk Judas Priest? How many times can you talk Black Sabbath? Everything has been said. See, I don't even cover the Beatles on this channel, even though Rand and I might talk a Dave Dexter. I don't know. We might be doing something, but I don't talk the Beatles because we've discussed it. But, we can talk Seven Horse. We can talk Honeymoon Suite because no one talks about it. But you cannot, everything's been talked about, Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, all those big bands. I don't know. I just find that all boring, But anyway, I do want to thank everybody. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Thanks for supporting the channel. Go over and give Rachel some love. Get her some more subscribers. We love Rachel. Rachel will be back. And Rachel, I will say I'd love to have you back on. Think of 3 more bands you'd love to turn people on to.
I could do it right now.
You could do it right now. Anyway, I'll be in touch. We'll get you back on. Great stuff. All right, everybody. Thanks again.
I'll bring in some others, couple right now I can think of. Thanks, Grant. Thank you, DC.
We'll see everybody.
Happy
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving. Bye for now. Boo.